Hello and welcome. Welcome to my channel. This is Small Business Lending. I am your host, Humberto Sandez. On this channel, we're going to dedicate ourselves to talking everything about small business lending. We're going to go through the history of small business loans. As we know, access to capital is a very important resource for a lot of businesses, specifically small businesses that need access to capital in many instances, that sometimes run short of their cash flow, and so they need access to resources, they need access to money. And this channel here is going to be dedicated to helping small business owners who are in need of finding capital find ways in order to be able to continue to grow their businesses. Interestingly enough, a lot of people think that when a small business is actually looking for capital or looking for loans, that they're doing it as a last resort, as a last ditch effort to try to maintain the doors open, to keep their businesses afloat. But as we'll see, studies have shown that when businesses, specifically small businesses, go out into the marketplace to look for loans, specifically small dollar loan amounts, it's actually because they want to expand their business. It's actually because they want to do more things with their business. And so, contrary to popular belief, just because a business, specifically a small business, is looking for a small dollar loan amount, it doesn't mean that they're on their last legs. And the reality is that most small businesses look for loans, small dollar loan amounts, because they actually want to do more. They want to hire more people. They want to add space to their warehouse. They want to do more advertising. So it's actually a positive thing that more businesses are now going out and looking for more capital. So once again, thank you for coming to my channel, Small Business Lending. Basically, what we're going to talk about today is intro to online lending. And online lending has gone through a huge explosion lately. After the 2008 and 2009 crash, traditional lenders, big banks, medium-sized banks, started turning away from smaller dollar loan amounts to small businesses. Reason being is that for a small business to apply for a small loan, first of all, it's going to take a whole lot of paperwork. It's going to take a whole lot of time because the banks have to do the same amount of underwriting that they would for a larger loan. But what happens is that when they finally get to funding a small dollar loan amount, after having invested all of the time with staff, underwriting that they need to do, their payoff is a lot less than with a bigger loan amount. And so since the 2008, 2009 crash, when credit really started to tighten up, banks really started turning away and rejecting small businesses, small business loan requests, because it just wasn't in their best interest, financially speaking, to help them out. So what has happened, that created a vacuum. And what's happened since then is that there's been an explosion of online lenders who have come into the marketplace to offer small businesses small dollar loan amounts. And the advantages that many small businesses have with going through with going through an online lender is that usually the requirements are a lot less. The paperwork is almost minimal, where it is minimal, almost minimal to no paperwork that's required. You do need to send in, of course, a few documents, usually a couple of months bank statements and maybe 1 or 2 years tax returns, and fill out a one-page application, but that's pretty much it. And so that offers a huge advantage to small businesses as far as the amount of time they have to spend getting the application ready. And then another advantage is that online lenders to small businesses usually can make a decision within a day or two, and they can usually fund a loan within a week. And so that's great for a business that's either strapped for cash or having cash flow problems, or needs money quickly and has been rejected by a big bank, or just doesn't have the time to go through the application process for a big bank. This can be a real boon for some businesses. And so that's why I've decided to start this channel, because while online loans are not going to be for everyone, and they're not going to be for every business, there is definitely a subsection of businesses out there in the U.S. that are going to benefit and are benefiting tremendously from access to fast capital, to quick capital, which is what online lenders are offering to small businesses. So as we know, access to capital is the lifeblood for many businesses. Many businesses, specifically restaurants and repair shops, have cash flow problems. They always seem to be running low. Contractors that pay weekly, there's definitely a subset of businesses that have continual cash flow problems. And so these loans, while they can definitely fill that gap, they also have other benefits that we'll take a look at. So today I just wanted to set up the introduction. I wanted to introduce myself. I wanted to bring awareness and attention to you that this marketplace exists specifically for small businesses, that there are resources that are in place to help small businesses. And throughout the rest, for the next foreseeable future, what we're actually going to be going over is a white paper that was written by the Harvard Business School that details exactly what has happened recently since '08 and '09, since the crash, to small business lending. And we're going to see that as time has gone by, access to capital through big banks has been getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, to the point where now we have a whole new group of entrants and into the small business lending world. So I'm glad you're here. I'm happy we're here. We're gonna be sharing a lot of information, and so stay tuned. Keep coming back. Subscribe to the channel. If you want to keep getting information on small business loans, we'll be going through a lot of information on the application as well, and what it takes to start applying for small business loans. But thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you again.